Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into something that's essential and very interesting to our lives: sleep. Do you think people could die if they do not sleep? My initial thought was yes. However, what I am about to tell you might shock you. A Hungarian soldier named Paul Kern did not sleep a wink for 40 years, and he lived a long, healthy life. Isn't that unbelievable? Kern's story all started when he was struck by a bullet to the head during World War I. Despite being shot in the head, he survived the injury and miraculously recovered. However, Paul soon discovered something was different about him. He could no longer sleep no matter how hard he tried. Initially, scientists were skeptical of his claim, but after examining him, they were amazed and baffled at the same time. Kern was never observed to be in any state other than completely awake. Remarkably, Kern continued to be sleepless for the next 40 years, and the most surprising part? It didn't seem to affect his happiness or well-being. He lived a long and fulfilling life, defying what we know about sleep. Now let us shift our focus to simpler form of life. For a long time, it was thought that simple life forms did not need sleep since they seemed to be constantly on the move. But a 2017 experiment conducted by scientists in California proved otherwise. They observed that jellyfish pulsed less at nighttime compared to daytime. This led them to believe that is when a jellyfish was in a sleep-like state. They then introduced a little bit of food into the container next to the jellyfish. Shortly after, they noticed that the jellyfish would flip over and move toward the food source, similar to what we experience when waking up from sleep. This discovery proved that even simple creatures like jellyfish go through a form of sleep. In a more recent neuroscience study, scientists also concluded that lack of sleep could decrease our tolerance for pain. In other words, people who are sleep-deprived feel more pain. They conducted heat tests on two groups of test subjects. One group was well-rested, and the other were kept awake the whole night before. Then, the two groups underwent thermal testing. A heat source would be introduced, and the test subjects would be asked to describe the sensation felt as the temperature increased slowly. The group that was well-rested described the same temperature felt as warm, but tolerable, and not painful, while the other group described it as painful. Isn't this amazing? It is commonly known in modern days that we need 8 hours of sleep to maintain a healthy lifestyle. However, this was not the norm before the Industrial Revolution. People commonly slept in segments, a practice known as biphasic or segmented sleep. This was the natural sleep pattern for many societies, especially before the advent of artificial lighting and structured work schedules. Typically, people would go to bed after dusk, sleep for a few hours, then wake up in the middle of the night for an hour or two. During this wakeful period, they might read, pray, chat with others, or even visit neighbors. Afterward, they'd go back to sleep for a second stretch, usually until dawn. This segmented sleep pattern was the norm until artificial lighting and the rigid 9-to-5 workday came along. During the Industrial Revolution, sleep habits shifted toward a more continuous, uninterrupted cycle. Historians and sleep researchers believe that segmented sleep may have actually been more aligned with our natural circadian rhythms, where we naturally wake up during the night and then return to sleep. So, while today we usually aim for one long stretch of sleep, segmented sleep was once a significant part of people's lives in the pre-modern world. So next time when you wake up during the night wide awake, don't stress out too much. It could just be your body reverting back to the segmented sleep pattern temporarily.